Hey guys, Grant here with Only Turf, and today we are going to get into the 1-year review of my Turfware TR460. Let's get into it. So here we are. We're currently at 88.7 hours, and the Turfware is still looking brand new. I got a little tiny nick here. That was from it sliding around in the trailer between stops, and it bumped into one of my trimmer racks. But that's really it. Other than that, it looks pretty much exactly the same as the day I got it. I know 88.7 hours isn't the biggest amount, but we're growing that side of our business, and it is growing. I bought this machine and I had like 360,000 square feet to take care of, and now we're up to about 1.4 million square feet. So it's still not a lot, but it works really well. You know, I have properties, again, that are 2,000 square feet all the way up to multiple acres I take care of. And it handles all of them great. I do have 2 complaints about this machine, and they're not that big of a deal. One is the parking brake. It's not the greatest. It is easy to kick on and off, but, you know, I can still move it, and it still moves around somewhat in the trailer. It might be something that just needs adjusted, but you know, we did modify our trailer to kind of have like a wheel trapment, and that really works really well. The other thing that is a common complaint on the Turfware is this, which is just for the deflector. Sometimes this comes out of place when you're treating, but the fix for it's pretty easy. There's just a nut up here on the back side that just needs gently tightened, and that tends to work. But I think that might have happened just a handful of times throughout the year, so it really wasn't too terribly bad. The cables for the hopper, you know, I've always sucked at dealing with these types of cables when it comes to working on equipment. I know how, but they can just be a pain sometimes. And I was really worried about that with this machine, but these are really beefy. They're nice and strong, and I've had no issues with those cables at all either. Calibration for the hopper, super easy. I use my Lesco spreader shims that I use for my little Lesco spreader up there, and use those to calibrate this. I do about, so if the bag says, say, put it on Lesco setting 15, because of the higher speeds, we add about 2 notches, so we put it at 17, and that seems to be perfect for what we do. It works out really well. The tank, currently, I have quart per 1,000 nozzles on there, the brown T-Jets or whatever. And currently, with those nozzles, this machine can spray 100,000 square feet before it runs out. I also have 1/2 gallon per 1,000 tips, so you get 50,000 a tank. And you know, you can do a lot of applicating on a few small tanks of water. You're good to go for a day. I mean, I have this big 275 gallon IBC tote back here, and you know, I've never ran out of water, so it works really well. Something nice about this machine that I was kind of scared about when I first got it was how to get my spray and spread pattern, you know, correct. What I found with this machine is when you're up driving it and you come to the end of your pass, bank this machine super hard and then turn it all the way back as tight as possible, just like this, and you're pretty much lined up perfectly after that. And then you just calibrate your spreader, how far you're throwing right here, and you line it up halfway through your other tracks. So it sounds way more complicated than it is, but I think it took 5 minutes of running this for the first time to really get it calibrated, and I had no issues. So that's one of my favorite things about the machine, is just how easy it is. I mean, it's super easy. The worst part is like if you have material in the hopper, which I never end the day and leave material in the hopper. It's always empty. So I always come in, recheck my calibration the next day. I've never had it fall out of calibration or anything. Sometimes these knobs do loosen up over, you know, a day. So just check these on occasion, but you know, it's not bad. It's better than trying to calibrate it on the front or whatever. I have received multiple questions about how does the Turfware handle hills? Well, it handles them good as long as you're not a sloppy operator like I was one day. You know, I have a big commercial property I take care of. I do all liquid on it. It's just more cost effective. It's a little bit easier. I don't have to take a bunch of bags of fert out there. So it can get a little heavy toward the end. You know, you got your engine right there. You got these tanks right here. You got an operator. You know, I'm a big guy. I'm on the heavier side for sure. But so it can be a little end heavy. And, you know, I was going up a hill. It was probably like this steep, and went up, popped a nice wheelie, kind of lost a little bit of control of it, but regained it quickly. Now, on my residential route, we use all granular fertilizer. So you got, you know, 250 pounds of product in the front, plus the tanks in the back. If it's set up like that, it handles any hill pretty much perfectly, and it's glued to it. So I've never had any issues sliding down sideways. It actually holds hills. When it's full, holds hills better than the V-Ride. The aerators really kind of sucks on hills, to be honest. But the Turfware is not sliding or anything. It's really incredible. That being said, I think I paid around $12,500 for this. And if I could go back, I would buy this machine. And if I had to buy this machine every single year, I would. There's no belts, there's no pulleys. It's really foolproof. And it's just so easy to use, and it's fun to use. I mean, look at this control panel compared to, you know, jump up on a new Z-Spray, jump up on a Permagreen. Oh man, like it's so easy. It's so, you know, forward, back. This is for the pump right there, just a finger switch. You got your wide spray, your trim spray, and your wand. Right here is for your chute. This is the coolest part of the machine. It's a hopper agitator. So it shakes all that material down. You will not believe how much you would use this. If it's a machine that doesn't have it, I won't buy it, because this is awesome. On those nice humid days when you get material kind of sticking, that is awesome. But it's such an easy machine to use. It's so fun to use. I really, to be honest, I dread mowing sometimes, especially after, you know, using this on some nice days. If I could ride around the Turfware, or, you know, even bolt a 60-inch mower onto the front of this instead, I would use this all day. It's such an easy and fun machine to use. And it's accurate. It is so accurate. The impeller throws pretty much perfect. I remember, I think it was a Quip 2022. I was talking to one of the Turfware guys, and he asked me which way does my spreader throw material more, and I was like, well, I think it goes a little bit more to the left or the right or whatever. And he's like, yeah, they all do. Well, ours doesn't, and it literally doesn't. It's a perfect spread every single time. And if for some reason it's because there's some fertilizer getting stuck up in your impeller you need to clean off really quick. You know, another thing, some of these other machines that have a front end like this, I guess it's a better, you know, it's not flat. It's flat around the impeller, so you'll get a little bit of buildup right in here, but the rest of it just falls right off. So there's no getting clogged up. It's not flat. You know, some machines up front are all flat. It's just a horrible design. But yeah, I would definitely buy it again. I encourage anybody, if you're looking at getting a spreader sprayer, or if you're looking at buying another spreader sprayer, I think everybody would be happy with this machine. You know, I mean, yes, zero turns do have their place. The steel green would be a good option, but you know, if you're not too worried about it, and part of the reason is I just wanted something different to ride around. I ride that all the time, you know, I wanted something a little bit different. And this was it. But I definitely encourage you guys, if you're looking for a new ride-on spreader sprayer, to check out the Turfware. It's pretty much perfect. I can't say enough good things about it. It's just so perfect. So that's pretty much it, guys. Coming this spring, which is fast approaching. Currently it's February and it's 50 degrees out here in Central Ohio. You know, I'm gonna bring more content of actually using it because there's not very much out there on the YouTube. So that's pretty much it. A quick, short, sweet review of my absolutely favorite piece of equipment I've ever owned, Turfware TR460. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.